Hey guys, it's PonkyPlays. Welcome to a Watcher of Realms video. So I'm gonna be doing summoning for Sun Wukong. I don't have him. I think I have him awakened 1. So I definitely would love pulling more of him. I think I might have enough shards so that I can get the guaranteed. I at least should be able to do it with the few shards I have, plus all the gems, and then any of the rares that I can get gems for along the way as well. I think yesterday I got a Immortal Soulstone, or I forget what they're called, the ones that you can use for Lords on the clan boss, which I was very excited about because I was able to put that on my Praetus. Because yeah, I've gotten lucky enough to get Praetus, which that was really nice. And his Awakening 2 is not bad. It increases his attack plus his faction team members. I don't have a whole lot of Arbiters. I think it's just Praetus, Valkyra, and then the Epic Lord are my only... Oh wait, no. I forgot that I just pulled Yovar as well. Although, he's not an Arbiter. He's just a Lord. So yeah, it's just those 3. But yeah, I also have Vixera to summon. I was able to get all of her pieces, so that's really exciting. So I'm gonna just go ahead and start the video by summoning her, I guess. Yeah, I think she's gonna be really cool, good in my account, because I think I only have the one Esoteric Lord right now at the moment. I forget what his name is. He's the, like, lightning... The one that kind of looks like the very first champion you can get. But the epic version of him. Let's see, because I should have him somewhere here. Him, right here. Raiden. And he's okay. I haven't necessarily built him super great, so I don't know if he's, like, better than... you know, what I consider him, since he's not crazy built, but from what I remember, Vixera does sound pretty good. So I'll have to try her out and see. But let's go ahead and just start with the summoning, because who knows, maybe I'll get something better along the way while I'm trying to get Sun Wukong. Depending on the shards right now, let's see, I've got that's 30, 60, 90, 100 since my last legendary. So depending on how I can do, because I'm getting like some shards here and gems along the way as well, I might do the pity swapping, but I'm not entirely sure. It just depends on how many shards I end up being able to have. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get it started, I guess. Okay, I hit gold. That was 170 yen, so not quite the pity swapping time. Okay, that's, I think, an A2 Ares for me. Ares is pretty good. I used to use him on my clan boss. I don't think I use him anymore, but he's still pretty good. So, not bad. Okay, so for sure, definitely just gonna keep summoning on here, because I would love to get more than just one Sun Wukong. And I'm at the point where there's no pity swapping anymore, so... let's just keep it going, I guess. Okay, that was really quick, back to back, basically. Let's see what it is. Ooh, okay, that's an A1 Xena, I believe. I think her A1 is also pretty decent. I'll have to look into it. But that's not bad. I was not expecting to pull more than just maybe one extra legendary. I guess let's just keep pulling. What? Another one? Or is this... No, this isn't Sun Wukong yet, I don't think. Okay, I think that's an A4 hex. This is a bit insane. I was not expecting to be pulling this many. Hex is nice too. I use them in a lot of my content. Definitely use them in Clan Boss. I'm pretty sure I use them in both Clan Bosses. I use them in the faction trials. Yeah, pretty much everywhere. He's one of my highest BP as well. I mean, being Awakened 4 now, especially. Yeah, it's kind of hard not to be that high BP. I don't even know where I'm at. I guess I'll just... Let's see. I'm at 110, so I still have 90 left to go. That's insane luck. Let's just keep going and see if maybe I can keep that luck going. I don't think that's Sun Wukong still. I might be wrong, but I don't think that's Sun Wukong still. Who? Is this Sila? No, this is Fiona, isn't it? So I think this is an A1 Fiona for me. Honestly, I'm completely okay with not pulling new champions because I don't have like enough gear to gear up some new people, but like getting my people that I use powered up is really, really nice. That is awesome. I think I'm like 20 away still, yeah. That's... God. I don't know, that's shocking odds. That's really, really crazy. Okay, there we go. Actually Sun Wukong this time, unless I pull something alongside Sun Wukong. But that was insane. Okay, there we go. I mean, I'm still planning on actually pulling more on this same banner because, again, I would love to have... I think I have him A1 right now, so getting him A3 would be great. But I'm shocked by the odds. This is definitely the best luck I've had in shark pools. And Sun Wukong is great. I use him in most areas of the game, I think. That was insane. I think I'm gonna go ahead and let's pull the last 10, and then I'm gonna go through and... Oh! She's new. Phelan. I think I recall looking at her kit. She looked interesting. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and trade all my rares for the gems and maybe do some level up and whatever, and then I'll come back and try and just do the last little bit of summonings that I can. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back after doing all of that. I have a few more summonings, maybe like 10 more, or not 10 more, 40 more. Let's just see. But yeah, this was a really good banner streak, so I'm gonna keep at it and hope that I pull a second Sun Wukong, get him Awakened 3, possibly. But let's see. This is a really good banner. I don't know what's going on, but like, what? Ooh, Torador? I have him already, but like, I don't have him awakened at all. This is insane. Like, I really should just keep pulling everything I have, really. I mean, I was done with my pulls, but this is insane. I think I just have the one. I mean, I'll have more because I have rares to trade for gems again. So I'll definitely have at least 110 or more. But this is... I'll just do it right now with you guys. This is kind of crazy. I pulled just slightly over 200 gems and I pulled 6 legendaries. I mean, one of them was a guaranteed, but like... kind of super wild. Definitely never had this great of odds at pulling anywhere, not just in this game. Okay, let's go ahead and do the last 10 pull, I guess, and okay, yeah, that's fine. That was a lot, a lot of luck. And honestly, I'm probably gonna do more pulls on the last day of the event, because like I said, I do definitely want to try and get a second Sun Wukong. But I guess while I have you guys here still, let's really quickly awaken the people that I just pulled. And I guess if you guys want to, I can go through their kits as well. Like Hex, I feel like most people know Hex's kit. There's, so he does the cards of fate. And then when having 4 cards, the hero has a chance of randomly obtaining 1 card from the following. There's Temperance, that throws 3 cards and each deals 140 damage while inflicting 75% slow for 5 seconds. Death, that deals just a big burst of damage and inflicts burning. And Strength, that increases attack by 30% and attack speed by 70 for 25 seconds, which I believe, I've heard at least, that Hex is one of those champions that you don't have to go crazy with attack speed, because since his animation does take long either way, he's like card pulling and stuff, that the attack speed won't be doing too much if you try and like build him with crazy attack speed. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure about that, but that's what I've heard at least. So then his A1 just deals damage. His first passive, each attack launch, has a 20% chance of inflicting a stun, which is pretty great, on the target for 2 seconds, and increases the damage dealt to targets inflicted with CC effects, which is also great. And then his second passive, when triggered by receiving damage, resists the incoming damage and gains invisibility for 3 seconds. It can be triggered once every 40 seconds, which actually comes in clutch a decent amount of the time, I feel like. I don't have Twyla, so I don't have his partner skill unlocked, but I don't think he has the best partner skill, to be honest. All it does is, when he gets his invisibility, that's the Fate, the Hermit, yeah. He gains an additional shield. And then if Twilight's on the field, he costs less, which is fine, but he's already pretty cheap, so it's not anything crazy. And then his ultimate, when triggered, increases damage by 140% and attack speed by 100, reduces attack intervals by 50%, so he's firing a lot faster. And then he replaces all cards with the Joker, which is really strong. Deals 400 damage 3 times and inflicts burning for 5 seconds. And he lasts for 35 seconds. But since I have him awakened 3, he also has a chance of pulling the Fool, which is his best card for sure. It does massive damage, plus inflicts the big version of slow and burning. And then during Awakening 3, every time he hits somebody under burning, he's extending his ultimate by a second. So he basically can go for a full minute minute and 5 seconds. So pretty nice. I don't think I have his exclusive artifact, which is unfortunate, but I got him Awakened 4 now, which increases penetration, so not bad. Extra damage. I wonder what that puts him battle points wise. Okay, so I think he was already kind of there. Then I got Sun Wukong, which you guys can get him right now if you have enough shards. So the third basic attack summons one stage clone, so every 3 attacks within the ultimate range, which his ultimate has a pretty decent range. It has this like, it's almost like the healers that had the wide, so Hollow and Vortex, but just one less. But especially for a fighter, that's a pretty nice range. I believe Kogiri has that same range on his ultimate. Let me see. Oh, actually he has the full-on version. I was not actually aware of that. But yeah, so Sun Wukong's just a slightly smaller, pretty good ultimate range though. And then he can get up to 3 of the clones. The clones basically inherit all of his stats, and then each basic attack deals 40% damage to one adjacent enemy. The stage clones take 50% more damage, but every time they go away, I think it's part of the passive. So I guess I'll get to it when I get to it. He gains a stack of Undaunted Might, which each increases damage dealt to elites and bosses by 1% every 30 seconds, up to 5 stacks. And then if summoning sage clones is not possible, or there are already 3, the third basic attack will instead increase his attack by 20% for 15 seconds. So just a nice hard hitter. His A1 just attacks an enemy. His first passive, basic attack has a chance of dealing 200 damage, so 25% chance, and inflicting stun. If the enemy is immune to stun, then it deals an extra 200 damage one time. And then his second passive, when the hero triggers Golden Cudgel Strike, which I think... Okay, that's his first passive. He gains a stack of Sunder. Sunder can stack up to 5 times. Using the ultimate at full stacks, consume all Sunder stacks. And then when the ultimate consumes the stacks, enables him to ignore 60% of the target's defense for 15 seconds. So pretty good damage. And then his ultimate, he deals 100 damage 18 times to one enemy and inflicts stun. And his Awakened 1 makes it so that when he first activates his Splitting Hairs, he gets 2 allies within his, I believe it's within his ultimate range. Allies within 2 tiles gain Monkey Business, which is basically if they were to die, they negate their death, and they restore 50% of their max HP. So pretty clutch in a lot of areas. Oh, and dispels all debuffs. Actually, I was not aware of that part either. So really nice, really decent Awaken 1. So now I'll be able to have, I have his exclusive artifact as well. The first time you could get him, they did the event so that you can get his exclusive artifact. I don't know why there's no event going on right now with his exclusive guaranteed summoning, but yeah, because it would be really nice to be able to get another copy of it. So I don't know why they didn't go ahead and did that, but it's fine. It's really nice though. Increases his damage by 20%, and summoning Sage Clone additionally restores 6% rage. So I think that's what I was thinking of. The fact that whenever his clones die, then he has or he can summon another one and then get more rage. So then he's going through his ultimate very often. But yeah, Awakening 1, I'm assuming, yeah, just an attack boost right there. And then I have Vierna, which now she's Awakened 1 for me. Basic attack inflicts Mortal Kiss, which deals continuous AoE magic damage equal to 25% of her attack. So she's one that you want to actually build with as much attack, at least in my opinion, as much attack percentage on her artifacts as possible. Because crit damage is going to help obviously too, but this cares about her attack. So the higher it is, the more AoE magic damage she's doing. To the effect bearer and the surrounding enemies in a large range every second, airborne units take half the damage instead and cannot be dispelled, which is great. Because I was at first confused, because her A1 actually is not an AoE attack, it's her talent that makes it an AoE. And then she's one that doesn't actually benefit from speed increase. So it makes her, I feel like, a lot easier to build because you don't have to worry about trying to build her with any speed. Her first passive, with each enemy killed, their essence is absorbed into the staff crystal, accumulating up to 12 souls. Each absorbed soul increases attack by 3%. When there are at least 2 enemy targets within the basic attack range, the hero will consume 1 soul to increase the target's count of basic attack by 1. And then the soul capacity goes up and yeah. But I do have her exclusive artifact, so she no longer consumes the souls. So she'll just get that, which I don't know if that was part of this skill. Yeah, so she gets that attack increase, and she doesn't have to, I guess, give it up by consuming the souls, which is really, really nice. And then her second passive applies Bone Shield to the ally with the lowest HP percentage in range. The skill's cooldown is reduced by 2 seconds for every kill, up to a minimum cooldown of 12 seconds. And the Bone Shield is pretty nice, I think, because right now it just does a shield. Okay, increases physical damage reduction by 15% and deals AoE magic damage equal to 20% of the caster's attack to the effect bearer and the surrounding enemies every second. Airborne units. See, this is confusing though to me, because does it mean that it's dealing damage to the person with the shield as well? As far as I know, that's not the case, but it's what it sounds like. But I do have Silas, and it makes it so that her Bone Shield also restores HP equal to 10% of her attack per second, which is another reason why you want her with as much attack as possible. So yeah, really, really nice being able to basically keep one of your ground units that's in her range like much bulkier and healed up and stuff. And then her ultimate deals massive 900% AoE damage to enemies in range, and then kills enemies with HP below 35% after a short delay. So instant death activation. And then elite monsters and bosses are excluded, which is fine. It still does a big hit regardless of whether it does the instant kill or not. But the Awakening one, not sure. When inflicting Mortal Kiss, which is her talent, magic resistance reduction will also be inflicted. So she does have magic resistance minus 10%. And the Mortal Kiss is the AoE one, so I wonder if that means the magic resistance reduction happens to all the enemies that are taking the Mortal Kiss damage. That's pretty good. It just means more damage for her and any other magic ally. And then we've got Ares. Like I said, I thought I just had him 8-wand. So his basic attacks applies defense reduction, which is a 20% defense reduction for 3 seconds. Really, really good. Like simple, but really, really good talent. Makes his basic attacks very powerful, because it just means every other ally that does physical damage is doing more. I don't have him fully skilled up. I don't know. He's one that I'm still not entirely sure whether I should try and re-put him back in my clan boss battles or not. Maybe if I had him fully skilled up, he would definitely be worth trying out again. It's just hard to figure out what's the best, team setup for places. But yeah, he's... I don't know if I mentioned that. He's A1 like most people, very basic. Attacks an enemy. His passive, there's a 25% chance of dealing 170, and it goes up to 200% damage with basic attack. And then targets inflicted with vulnerability to physical damage, which is part, I believe, of his ultimate, by the hero himself, take double the damage. During the ultimate, the chance is increased by 35%. So, during his ultimate, I believe that's additive. Oh no, to 35%. So, he'll have a 35% chance of dealing extra 400% damage to people under vulnerability to physical damage, which is pretty nice. And then his second passive, when deployed, immediately attacks up to 5 enemies in front, dealing 280%, which goes up to 400 damage and inflicting stun and vulnerability to physical damage. And he does that 30%, which is the highest out of champions. I think there might be 1 or 2 that do this much vulnerability to physical damage, but there's nobody that does it higher. And I think he's one of the best ones at applying it. So yeah, pretty nice the fact that he does it when he comes in to 5, and that's a pretty decent range. And then his ultimate is just the 2 ahead, just like his basic, but he increases his damage by 70% when fully skilled up. Dealing damage has a 40% chance to inflict vulnerability to physical damage on the target. So pretty decent chance. And then his Awaken 1 increases his attack speed by 100% during the ultimate. And it lasts for 20 seconds. It's a 900 cost when fully skilled down. Pretty decent. And he starts with 700. So pretty quick to get to his ultimate once he's out. I think he's a very pretty basic kid, but he does so much damage output, not just for himself but for your whole team, because of the defense reduction plus vulnerability to physical damage. It's really, really good. And then let's see, he's Awakening 2. I'm assuming it's attack, so attack percentage. And then let's see, Torodor, I think, Xena as well. So let's do the last 2. We've got Torodor. Each attack inflicts defense reduction. He's another one very similar to Ares, and I think his is also 20%, yeah. On the target for 5 seconds, which is, I think Torodor or Ares was doing it for 3. And then additionally, when Torodor is deployed or revived, increases his attack and defense by 20% for 15 seconds, which is great. His A1, I also don't have him fully skilled out. He has the same 2 ahead range. He attacks an enemy, nothing, exciting, new. His Atrocious Trample has a pretty decent range. Each attack launch has a 20 going up to a 30% chance of launching an AoE attack, dealing 90% damage when fully booked or skilled, and inflicting the target with stun. When Hellfire Burning, which is his ultimate, is activated, the trigger chance increases and the attack range changes, which he's one of those champions that have really vague wording on his kit. So Hopefully at some point they change that to make it clearer, but I'm not entirely sure how much it changes to. Hopefully it's like a pretty decent amount. I feel like he does it pretty regularly during his ultimate. Then his second passive revives after the first death in battle, restoring 100% HP and 80% rage, which goes up to 100% rage, which is pretty nice. Basically immediately ultimates the first time he dies, and can be triggered only one time per deployment. So if he dies after that, you can wait for his cooldown, and then once he redeploys, he'll be able to do it again, which is nice. And then his ultimate, when activated, triggers attacks, increases attack speed by 80, which doesn't seem like that goes up anymore. Damage by 80%, which that does go up by 40% more, so 120, and attacks multiple enemies in range lasting for 20 seconds, which that goes up to 30 seconds. And then it's 900, and he starts off with 600 after being skilled up. Pretty decent. Again, that range is pretty good as well. And then during this ultimate, he's having a higher chance of dealing the AoE damage. It's just overall really, really good. And then his Lord skill is great. He increases faction team members' basic attributes by 15%. Every time a faction team member is deployed, all deployed faction team members gain 5, 10, 20, and 35% attack speed. So the more chaos, I think, nightmare. The more nightmare champions you put out, the more attack speed they'll gain. The only thing with them is that you have to deploy them, or else you're not getting the extra benefits. And then respectively, alright, up to 35%. However, their healing received is reduced, but I don't feel like it's much of a drawback. Faction team members' basic attack has a 30% chance of landing an extra hit, which that is really, really nice. It definitely adds up with damage and all that. And then his awakening, I'm not entirely sure what it does. Atrocious Trample's range goes up by 20%, which again, I think that's the one that was very vague, so I don't know what the range for that is gonna be after the awakening. Let's see if it shows anything. Yeah, it doesn't show anything, but it says already that during the ultimate, the attack range changes. I don't know if that's like, it means it gets bigger already in the basic form and then it gets even bigger. Honestly, don't know. They really need to fix this because this doesn't make, it's not clear enough. But who knows? Who knows if or when that will happen. And then the last one is Xena, which is one of those champions that you kind of want to send out, have her out for her first little bit, and then either call her back or let her die, and then wait for the cooldown and just keep redeploying her. When deployed, increases her attack by 20% and all damage reduction by 30% for 30 seconds. Attacks also inflict burning on hit targets and reduces the cost of the hero's first deployment by 6, which is pretty nice. Her A1, 120 damage to one enemy. A1, sorry, raid brain. Her basic. Her first passive, when attacking targets inflicted with burning, she deals an extra true damage equal to 20, going up to... I don't know if that true damage actually goes up anymore. It might. If it does, it's a 10% increase of the hero's attack one time. And the more stacks of burning the target is inflicted with, the higher the damage dealt, up to 40%. Which that, I feel like, might go up to 50%. But stacks of burning, because I didn't know burning could stack. Honestly, I'm not sure. But yeah, so pretty decent. True damage is always great. Another champion that you'd want to build with most attack percentage stuff. Infernal Passion permanently increases the hero's damage by 12%, going up to 15% with each deployment, up to... Oh, see, I don't know if maybe this affects the 48% or if it affects the 12%. It might be both, but that would be weird because then that would be 51%. I don't know. I would have to, because I don't remember exactly which one went up when I did the first skills up. But either way, pretty good. And then her ultimate activates when deployed. So this is the thing, because she doesn't ever ultimate after being deployed. Increases her attack by 30% and crit damage by 80%. And that goes up. I'm assuming this will affect all three, maybe. Each attack deals 130 damage. It might just be this part though, 150 damage to up to 5 enemies in range, which that's a pretty decent range. The fewer targets hit, the higher the damage dealt, up to 260, maybe up to 80%. This skill can only be triggered one time per deployment. After the effect duration ends, reduces attack range to 1 tile ahead. So again, really, really good when deployed, super powerful, like kind of burst, I guess, damage when first deployed, and then once she gets this off, then you kind of want to just pull her out and then wait until the cooldown happens and then redeploy her. That's kind of what she is all about. And then the effect goes up to 25% or 25 seconds, which is nice having it be longer, because this is pretty much what she's all about, is her ultimate when first deployed or when deployed. And then her awakening, I think, let's see, during the ultimate, the hero's attack deals an extra 90% to 180% damage based on the number of targets hit. So just more damage, I guess. I thought maybe one of her later awakenings increases the duration of her ultimate. I don't know, but either way, that's pretty good. But there you guys go. There's all the champions. Hope you guys enjoyed me going through the kits as well. I know it definitely made the video a lot longer, but I think it's worth it if you guys aren't familiar with any of them. But yeah, that was a really, really lucky shard pull. I was not expecting much at all, and that was insane. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed that video as much as I enjoyed making it. But until the next video, take care, guys.